Meanwhile, President Trump says trade negotiations with China actually progressing. In fact, telling our very own Maria Bartiromo that a final agreement will, quote, probably happen.
Our deal is coming along very well. We'll see what happens. But we're taking in billions and billions of dollars for the first time ever against China in the form of tariffs. I'm very happy with that, but I think the deal will probably happen. I think they need it very badly.
Well, he also added his call for tariffs to remain on Chinese goods that did not mean that the talks were in trouble. This is Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer and Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin are set to travel to Beijing next week. I want to bring in now the author of The Coming Collapse of China, Gordon Chang. Gordon, so what do you make of this new part that just came in this week, that even if there is a deal, President Trump wants to keep the tariffs on as a way of keeping the Chinese honest?
That's a really good move on our part, Charles, because it means that we're not going to just sort of give up the tariffs for a mere promise from Beijing that they will stop doing what they've been doing for the last 3 decades. So it's really important to keep these enforcement mechanisms in place. And so, you know, this is something the Chinese don't like, but they're going to have to accept it if they want a deal.
Are you feeling more confident that China is in such a position now that they are really willing to sign a deal that's better than perhaps, certainly it's going to be better than a year ago because they were still bragging and they were pretty, you know, rambunctious, but something that perhaps could be close to something that you would have not have thought? Because, I mean, you've been pretty critical of the whole process, and because you understand history. Could we actually be making history?
Well, you know, it's really possible. But you got to remember that if you look at the objective factors, you know, the Chinese should be rushing to an agreement with President Trump, because for December through February, that 3 months, the numbers out of China were gruesome. You look, imports, exports, manufacturing PMIs, car sales, which are a bellwether. All of these numbers were negative, and that really means that the economy can't be growing in the middle sixes. If it's growing maybe 1%. That's got to force the Chinese to some accommodation. The thing that we don't know, Charles, are the politics inside the Politburo Standing Committee, which is the apex of political power in China. They are bizarre. Xi Jinping, I think, is in trouble, and that means he might hold out, because if he gets to a deal that other people can criticize, he very well may say it's just not worth it.
Well, there's going to be criticism no matter what, though, right? I mean, even if he signs any deal with America, you know, because if you build up the whole thing, that the imperialism over 100 years, you bring up the Boxer Revolution. I mean, these are things that always
Opium
resonate.
War.
They always resonate, though, right? And people in China think about these things, and it kind of drives their resolve.
Yeah, the problem for Xi Jinping is that he's responsible for anything that goes wrong. You know, 2017, when things were going right for China, he got all the praise. Come 2018 and 2019, when things are going south, he's in a very difficult position. So for him, he may decide to do nothing is better than doing something. And that's the real...
That's a heck of a political calculus, though.
That's a political calculus, but we don't really know what's going on. And that's the biggest black box. So even though we think there should be a deal, maybe they won't.
But also, though, because of all the prosperity enjoyed in China over the last 2 decades, you know, I've always said it's really tough to take someone off a bicycle, put them in a car, and then think they're going to ever go back to a bicycle. I mean, folks in China expect and anticipate more prosperity.
Yeah, people there do not know the concept of a recession. You know, for the last time there was a downturn, end of the 1990s, it was really mild. It only lasted a year and a half. And so right now, you got most people thinking, well, what's a recession? I've never heard about it. But right now, what they're seeing, though, is the economy turning down. And that's causing all sorts of assumptions that people have made about buying homes, you know, traveling. All the rest of those are now being questioned.
Yesterday, big news, Italy ready to sign the bottom line, the dotted line for the Belt and Road, the new Silk Road, which is interesting because it's named after Marco Polo.
But an Italian.
It's the exact opposite route. I'm not sure if he's turning over in his grave or not, but a lot of people are concerned because it's obviously these are debt traps. You know, some even call them a form of modern-day colonialism. Is Italy that desperate, and does it make it harder for us to negotiate?
Yeah, it makes it a little bit harder for us, but, you know, these were only memorandums of understanding. And, you know, right now, I don't think Italy is going to go for a lot of this because, you know, this really assumes, this Belt and Road, that there's going to be a lot of trade from China going out. And with China's exports going down, that's not necessarily a good assumption. Also, the route that China is going to use to send goods to Europe is not going to be the Silk Road through Central Asia and up through Italy. It's probably going to be across the northern coast of Russia. As the ice caps recede, you have shipping companies now doing trial runs. When they they do that, shipping is going to be really cheap and it's going to be really fast and it's going to bypass Italy.
Wow. All right. Well, maybe that'd be good news, even though they need the money. Thanks a lot, Gordon. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Charles.